What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your Umbrella Spear community leader, the Umbrella Router 97 here, and I'm back here with another live stream. You have read that title. So, in today's live stream, I'll be explaining why I cut ties with Nordicwolf Productions. You heard it right here, folks. Today, I'm going to be explaining why I decided to cut ties with Kyle Johnson. But anyways, the one thing I gotta say is this. Let me go on ahead and get the party started. So I'm gonna be doing what I am gonna be doing, and that is I will be activating my live chat. Okay, let me see if this, you know, is able to do the trick. Okay, there we go. That should be able to do the actual, job or something like that. But anyways, I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there is going to be, how do I say this? Some actual people in the live chat. Okay, so I'm just gonna go on ahead and wait and see if there's gonna be some, some real actual people, so that way I can actually get started with the so-called live stream. Yep. So, anyways, if there's gonna be some people that will happen to make an appearance in the live chat, then by all means go on ahead and just, say your actual piece, so that way I'm able to, get started with the so-called live stream. Because the one thing that I am going to say though as of right now is this live stream needs to happen because there is a reason why I have to be, calling out this certain individual, and one way or another I'm going to say this right now, it needs to happen. So anyways, let me go on ahead and see if there's going to be some actual people. But anyways, let me see if I can actually let them know if they can actually, if they want to have a chance to make an appearance or so. Okay, so let me see if this is, if there's going to be some people in the live chat. Okay, so I'm starting to see that there is some people, watching this live stream, which I do appreciate. But I do want to make sure if, how do I say this? If there's, going to be some actual people that are going to be in the live chat. Okay, so anyways, let me see if I can actually, take care of something really quick. Okay, let me see if I can try this trick. Okay, there we go. So anyways, I do apologize about that. I just wanted to just make sure because, I was off, caught off guard just now. But anyways, it's time to focus more on this live stream. Yep. Okay, so anyways, I'm just about to let some certain people know, or how do I say this? Yes, I am gonna let some people know, but one thing that I am gonna say though is I will let some of my friends know about this if they actually want to just say their piece in the live chat, because one way or another, this live stream is happening, and I want to make sure that I'm able to give my, thoughts on this. So all I can really say is most likely I could give reasons of why I cut ties with this certain individual, which is Nordic Wolf Productions, aka Kyle Johnson. And I'm gonna say this right now. I don't care if I said his, actual name, because the way I see it right now is his name is already out there. And this is just gonna be me just, calling out and exposing his so-called actions, because I've seen his behavior as of recently, and I am not too fond of it whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some people that are going to be, agreeing with me about what I'm about to say. I mean, one thing that I want to give credit to is the people that are actually, watching the stream, though. But, by all means, just say your piece, though. And if there's going to be people that are going to be willing to say their piece, then by all means, just say whatever that you want to say. And then I'll just, make sure that the live stream is actually, going to be continuing or so. Yep. But the way I see it right now is I don't think it's, not just me that has an issue with them, but also other people, especially from, I guess you could say to an extent, not just one community, but also from different communities, though. Yep. Okay. So, anyways, let me see if I can actually try to get back with the live stream, though, because I do want to try to make sure that I'm actually, not going off guard or something like that. Yep. I don't want to get like too distracted. So by all means, if there really is going to be some actual people in the live chat, then just go on ahead and just say your piece, though. And if they want to have a chance to, say their actual piece, then they are more than welcome to actually join or so. Yep. So, anyways, I do believe that there is some people that are actually, watching this live stream, but I don't really see like that many, comments or so. But not to worry or so. Thankfully, that this live stream just started, and I just want to make sure if there really is going to be some actual people that are going to be, coming into the live chat just to say whatever that they want to say, because one way or another, this live stream is happening or so. And this is just going to be just me, explaining reasons of why I had to cut ties with Nordic Wolf Productions, aka Kyle Johnson. Yep. And like I said just now, I do not care if I had, if I actually said his actual name, because the way I see it as of right now is Kyle did this to himself, no. And he wants to point fingers and say that we are the problem or so. It's like, no, we're not. So go on ahead and try again, buddy. Because this live stream is happening and I am calling out and exposing your action. And guess what? If you don't like that, what I'm about to do, especially with this live stream, that is, calling out and exposing your actions. Well, that's not even my problem. That is your problem. Because one way or another, this live stream is most likely happening or so. As a matter of fact, it definitely is happening. Yep. But I just want to make sure if they're, if the people actually happen to know that I'm actually live right now, and if they really want to say the actual piece, then they can just come into live chat and actually do so. Yep. But if there's not really like a lot of people or so, then I'm not quite sure what to say though as of right now. But like I said, one way or another, this live stream is still happening, and I want to make sure that if people are going to be coming into the live chat, then by all means, just go on ahead and just make your appearance if you want to. Yep. But anyways, I don't believe that that there is not that many people though. But not to worry or so. But I guess I can just talk about other things before if I were to get to the actual topic or so. Yep. But one thing that I do want to say though is, like I said, I'm pretty sure that I'm not like the only person though that's had problems with Kyle, and that is understandable or so. But I'm pretty sure that there's other people that do have an issue with them, and if those people really want to have a chance to come in to say their piece, then by all means, they have my full permission if they want to be in the live chat or so, or if they want to eventually come into my panel, then they are more than welcome to actually make that appearance or so. Because like I said, this live stream, it is happening. I am going to call out and expose his actions. Yep. And not to mention, you could say that to a certain extent that I might consider playing like this, special video, but I am hoping that, that some people, might be cool that I am going to be, reacting to the so-called video or so. And you could say that one of the main reasons why I decided to cut ties with Nordicwolf Productions is mostly because of this video or so. But it's not just, this video that I am about to react to, but also there's like other issues that I actually have with this guy. Yep. So I really do hope that you people are just going to be, tuning in for this. But if there's not going to be like a lot of people or so, that's understandable or so. But, I really do hope that they're going to make an appearance though sooner rather than later or so. But then again, I just started this live stream or so. So if there really is going to be some, some legit people, then this is this is your actual chance to come into the live chat and say your piece. And not to mention though, I might consider eventually inviting people into, my panel or so, but not right now though, because you could say though that I am going to be giving out some, legit reasons, or yes, I'm going to see if I can try to give out legit reasons on why I decided to cut ties with this guy. I mean, the way I see it right now, this is from what I've been hearing though. It's like at least like back then or so. I'm not quite sure what years, I don't even know what years. It's like this, like he had like, to a certain extent, like a lot of friends or so, but as of recently, he's been losing friends though. And I gotta be honest, that's not a good look for him whatsoever. It really is not, it's not a good look for him whatsoever. So at this point, he's got no one to blame but himself. And not to mention or so, and you could say that back then to an extent that I at least tried to be at least somewhat, neutral with this guy. But unfortunately, he decided to take like the wrong path, and he actually did this to himself. And I actually have like people that can actually back me up on my, claims that I'm actually making though as of right now. But I decided to let them know about this live stream. But if there's not going to be like, you know, like a lot of people though, that's completely understandable or so. But one way or another, this live stream is happening or so. And I'm going to see if I can try to continue with, of myself doing this live stream though. I mean, to be fair though, I am one of the leaders of this community or so. And not to mention, if this community that I'm actually in right now, if they want to call out, Kyle Johnson's, so-called really bad behavior, then they have my full permission to be doing so. Because keep this in mind, I am the leader of this community, but not just me though, but we also, I'm not quite sure if the other leader of this community is going to make an appearance or so, but so far it's only going to be just me. Yes, it's only going to be just me. Yep. So, anyways, I'm just gonna go on ahead and just check really quick if there is gonna be some people though. I mean, as much as the people that are actually watching this live stream, yes, I do appreciate the viewership though. But it would also help me if there is gonna be some actual comments or so. Because like I said, this live stream, it is happening one way or another. The way I see it, this live stream is legit happening. But I want to make sure if there really is going to be some actual people that are going to be making, this type of appearance. Yep. But if people are actually just, busy with their so-called personal lives, and that part I can understand or so. But I do want to make sure if the people are actually knowing about this live stream, and I want to make sure if they want to have a chance to say their actual piece or so. Yep. But thankfully, I was able to, let some people know about this earlier. So wait, did I let them know about this earlier? I guess to an extent that I at least tried to, or you could say like sometime either this week or last week or so. But I want to make sure if those people are actually, ready to say their piece, then by all means, go on ahead and just say your piece. Okay, so give me 1 second really quick because I do believe that, you know, wait, hold on. Let me just go on ahead and just check on something really quick. Okay, so let me just check out something really quick because there might be something, Okay, let me go actually try this out really quick. Okay, I just checked my live chat and it should be, working correctly or so. So I'm not quite sure, why some people are saying that, there is something, something wrong with my live chat or so, but I'm not even quite sure. But my live chat should be working, like all the more ready or so. I'm gonna go on ahead and see if I could try to, sort this out or so. Because one thing that I am gonna say though is I made sure that, that my stream should be working just fine or so. But let me go on ahead and just see if I could try to get this resolved. Okay, so let me see if I could try to fix this so-called situation. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see if I could try to really fix this situation. I'm not quite sure what's been going on or so, but I really do hope that, my live chat is working, all the more ready or so because I really do want people to say their actual piece or so. But if that, if that doesn't seem to be the case or so, then I'm not quite sure what to say though. But keep this in mind to the people that are actually watching this live stream, I want to make sure that this live stream is continuing or so. But if it isn't, then I don't even know what to say. But I want to make sure people are just, coming into the live chat and really just saying their piece. Yep. But keep this in mind, I had to make sure if my, live chat is actually just working all the more ready or so. And I want to make sure if it's, if it's actually up and ready. because I do think that some people are actually trying to DM me about my so-called live chat, but I'm not gonna be naming, these types of people or so. But thankfully, they're letting me know about this, on other social media platforms. Okay. So, anyways, let me just go on ahead and actually try to reboot my so-called chat or something, because I want to make sure that the people in the live chat are actually gonna be saying their piece, and yeah. So to the people that have been tuning in, just go on ahead and just try to say your piece or so. But I'm not quite sure how I can try to fix the situation. But I had to make sure that this live stream is up and ready, and I want to make sure that you people are just gonna be just saying your actual piece. Yep. Okay. So if there's anyone that is actually watching this live stream, go on ahead and just say whatever that you need to be saying or so, because I actually fully prepared for this live stream, and I want to make sure that people are gonna be legit saying their actual piece or so. Yep. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see if I can actually try this again or so. Yep. Okay, so to the people in the live chat, go on ahead and just, say your piece or so. So make sure that you actually leave a comment or so, so that way I could try to continue more with the so-called live stream. Yep. Okay, so let me see if I can actually, try like this special trick or so. So that way my live chat can actually work. Okay, let me go on ahead and see if I can actually give this, and I really do hope that, there is gonna be some actual people. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say this as of right now. My live chat should be working, up and ready or so, because I just checked on it just now, and I don't think there seems to be like a problem or so. So I just want to, make sure that people are really gonna be, saying their piece though. Yep. Okay, so let me just go on ahead and just make sure if this seems to be the one. Okay, so let me go on ahead and just make sure if there's gonna be like a comment or so. Yep. Okay. So, anyways, let me go on ahead and just make sure if there really is going to be like some people in the live chat or so. Okay. All right. Let me just go on ahead and just make sure if this is, actually working or so. Okay. Okay. So I do believe that we have like at least one person though in the live chat, but I'm not quite sure if I want to, have a chance to be saying, this person's name or so. But one thing that I am going to say though, as of right now, is I do believe that my live chat should be working though, as of right now. And I do want to make sure that, this is actually the one. Yep. So anyways, I am going to go on ahead and just make sure if there really is going to be like some legit actual people in the live chat. Yep. Wait, hold on. Is it just me, or let me just go on ahead and just take a look at, some people though that I've actually at least tried to make into a mod, or better yet, a moderator or so. Let me go on ahead and see if this is actually, working or so. Okay, let me see who's in the live chat, or I believe who's in the live chat right here, right now. Hey Jay, what's up, man? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, J Dog. So the one thing I want to say to you is this: hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not only that, hopefully that you are having a good day so far. So that's the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, J Dog. But anyways, J Dog, since you are actually here in the live chat, you are more than welcome to say your piece or so. But one thing that I'm gonna say though, as of right now, especially in regards to you, Jay, so I'm actually a bit surprised that you're actually using like, is it true that you were trying to use like a different account or something? I mean, I'm not even quite sure, but I just want to make sure if you can actually, try to say your piece or so. I mean, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that this is you. But I'm just, a bit curious or so that. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm just a bit curious that you're using a different account rather than like your main account or something like that. But who knows? There could be like a glitch in the system or so. But I'm gonna see if I can try to resolve that or so. But yeah, I'm not even quite sure. But one way or another, I am gonna make sure if I could try to get this resolved or so. But not right now or so, because I want to make sure that this live stream is actually going to be continuing, and I want to make sure that the people in the live chat are going to be legit saying their piece or so. Yep. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see if there's going to be some other people or so, because I want to make sure that this live stream is actually continuing. And I do appreciate that at least some people are here or so, but I just want to make sure that there's going to be some other people that will come into the live chat. Yep. So any new people or so? I don't know. But one thing that I am going to say though, as of right now, is I'm not sure what's been going on with my so-called live chat or so. But one way or another, I am going to see if I can try to get this resolved or so. But not right now though. But most likely right after the so-called live stream, because I want to make sure that the people are able to say their actual piece or so, especially when it comes to the so-called stream that I'm actually doing. Yep. But more or less, I'm just trying to see if I can see if there's going to be some people though that are going to be saying their piece, of course. Yep. But there is like possibility one thing that I might have to take care of, but I'm gonna see if I could try to get it resolved or so. Yep. Okay, so any new comments or so? I mean, I do appreciate that at least one or two people that's in the live chat or so, but I want to make sure there's gonna be some even more people or so, because I make sure that you know my stream should be up and ready or so. But this might be some type of glitch or something. And keep this in mind, I'm not quite sure if I could try to fix this type of situation though. But one thing that I am going to say though, as of right now, is I will do my very best just to make sure if I can try to get it up and ready or so, because like I said, this live stream is still happening or so. And if people want to have a chance to come into the panel and actually see their piece, then to those people, they are more than welcome to actually be in it. Yep. Because one thing that I want to say though, as of right now, is this live stream is going to be still happening, and I want to make sure that I'm actually calling out and exposing Nordicwolf Productions so-called behavior. So because what he's been doing though as of recently, it's not a good look for him, and one way or another, I am going to call out and expose his so-called behavior. Yep. Okay. So anyways, other than that, let me go on ahead and actually just take a look just to make sure what's been new in the live chat or so. Okay, so I do believe I yes, I do believe that there is some new comments though, but let me go on ahead and see if I can actually try to get to let me see if I can try to get to these so-called comments or so. Yep. Okay. So one thing that I do want to say though is let me just go on ahead and just make sure if if I can get to some comments or so. Okay. So let me go on ahead and see what some people are going to be saying. Okay, so here's at least one comment or so. I believe one comment. What happened between you and Nordic Wolf? This is what he also said, or what I believe you're also saying. Is he a P3DO? Okay, so to answer your question though, as of right now, is I'm gonna say this though, as of right now, what happened between me and Nordic Wolf, you could say to an extent, is his so-called behavior is not even let's just say that what he did was it was awful, and he needs to be held accountable what he's been doing though as of recently. Yep. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see who is here, or I believe who is here, right now. We've got Myron the Salvic Wolf. How's it going? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Myron. So the one thing I want to say to you is this: hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not only that, hopefully that you are having a good day so far. So that is the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Myron. But anyway, yes, anyway, since you are actually here, my live chat, you are more than welcome to actually say your piece or so. But I do believe this, like, your very first time that you're actually in my live chat or so. But I believe I have seen you. I believe that I do have seen you before in, like, other comment sections and whatnot. But you are more than welcome to actually say your piece in the live chat if you actually want to or so. But I am gonna go on ahead and make sure if there's gonna be some other people if they want to have a chance to actually say their piece or so. Yep. Oh, and by the way, to this person in the live chat, that is actually good to be hearing that you just, let me see what the comment says, that you just turned 21 last Friday. I don't even know. But one thing that I am going to say, though, as of right now, is if there's legit going to be some other people that actually want to come in to say their actual piece, like, in the live chat, or rather in the, so-called panel, then they are more than welcome to actually, say their piece or so. Yep. But anyways, I am going to go on ahead and just wait. Hold on. Is this what I think it is? Let me just see really quick. Is it true that my live chat is actually, trying to work or so? I don't know. It could be like a glitch in the system, but I guess as of right now, it should be fixed or so. But I am going to go on ahead and just see what some people are saying right now. Okay, so the one thing that I want to say as of right now, J Dog, is yes, I do believe I can see like your actual comments or so. Yep. So I think earlier, like, you could say that YouTube actually, caused a glitch or so. I mean, I'm not quite sure. I don't want to jump into conclusions or so, but I guess now the glitch must be fixed or so. But anyways, all I can really say as of right now is I guess now we can get to the actual stream or so. I guess this stream started off, started off like a bit rough or so, but now I can actually see some legit people's comments or so. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna go on ahead and see if I can, legit get to these real actual comments now. Like it's about time or so. Okay, so let me see what J Dog is gonna be saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've already cut ties with this freak since like last year. Don't blame you, J Dog. I honestly do not blame you whatsoever. Okay, there is one thing that I actually do want to clarify or so. Like, if I am gonna let legit people trying to come in to say their actual piece, then like I said, I can actually let people into my panel, no problem. And I want to make sure that people are gonna be saying their piece or so. Okay, so is there gonna be like legit new comments now? Because I do believe that earlier, my live stream started off like a bit rough or so, and I want to make sure that the people in the live chat are legit gonna be saying their actual piece or so. Okay, let me see what J Dog is saying, or what I believe he's going to be saying about this right here, right now. I forgot to mention, I heard he likes to send death threats to people, which I'm not going to go into full details because it's way too graphic. Oh, okay. So the one thing that I do want to say though, as of right now, is I don't blame you, J Dog. Of what you're actually saying. Of what legit you're saying though, as of right now. But let me go on ahead and see if I can actually check out something really quick in the live chat. Okay. So I'm starting to see that there is going to be like legit people or so in the live chat, which I will get to in just a bit. Wait, is it just me, or is this like legit some new people or so? And I want to make sure that, if this is actually like some real actual people or so. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see who is this person or so. Okay, let me see what the person's saying, or what I believe what the person's saying. Hi, Umbrella. I wanted to say hi. That it's my first time watching. How's your day going? Okay, so one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Sam Holly, if I got your name correctly, if I'm gonna be saying my piece on this, my day has been actually going, well, earlier it was okay, but now I guess as of right now it's been like good or something like that. Yep. But I am gonna go on ahead and just make sure if there's going to be. Wait, hold on. Let me go on ahead and actually see if I can actually get to some comments or so. Wait, hold on. I do believe that I'm receiving like a call or so, but let me see if I can actually try to take care of this or so. So, anyways, I'll be right back. Go Ultimate Umbrella Robster. Okay, so I am finally back or so. So I'm gonna go on ahead and see if I can try to get back with the live stream or so. So, anyways, I do apologize for the so-called delay or something, but I'm gonna go on ahead and make sure if I can, try to continue more with the so-called live stream. Yep. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see if I can, get back to, where I was. Okay, so I do appreciate the comments or so, but I want to make sure if I can, continue where I actually left off or so. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see. Okay, so let me see who's here, or I believe who is here, right now. We've got Romanoff. How's it going? Okay, so this is what you're saying, or what I believe you're saying, though, as of right now. Kyle is Most. Okay. One thing that I'm gonna say as of right now, Romanoff, is I'm not quite sure what you actually mean by that when you said the word, Moss or something, but are you trying to say that he's like Doom or something like that? I mean, I'm not even quite sure, what you actually mean by that. But if that word is like, the word Doom or something, then yeah, I would say to an extent that he is just, Doom at this point. Yep. But anyways, I am gonna go on ahead and make sure if I can get to some other comments or so, and I believe like this one, most likely I'm gonna get to. Okay, so let me see what J Dog is saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. I also heard that guy is racist. Okay, one thing that I'm gonna say though, as of right now, J Dog, is I'm gonna have to agree where you're actually coming from about about what he actually said though. So I would say that to an extent that yeah, I'm just gonna have to agree with you that he can be, legit racist or something. Which, for me personally, doesn't really come as a shock that if he's trying to, be like this, or if he's trying to think that he's, a badass or something like that, then think again. Because the way I see it right now is at this point that he is legit a joke at this point. Like he honestly really is a joke. Yep. But anyways, I am gonna go on ahead and see if I can get to some other comments or so. Okay, so here should be, one. Okay, so let me see who's here. I believe who is here, right now. We've got Sonia, the scene girl. How's it going? Okay, this is what you're saying, or what I believe you're saying as of right now. Nordic Wolf simps for women on the internet. I'm gonna say this as of right now, Sonia, is that doesn't really surprise me that he actually has a habit of simping women. So yeah, that really doesn't really come as a shock. Like it really doesn't whatsoever. But I am gonna say this as of right now is I have no idea why the actual hell would he actually be doing that. Like that for me personally, that just makes no sense whatsoever. Yep. Okay. Anyways, I think that some people are actually trying to let me know more about information about this guy, which I will get to in just a second, but I want to make sure if I can, get to these comments or so. Okay, let me see who's here, or I believe who is here, right now. Hey, Rage Master. What's up, man? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Rage Master. So the one thing I want to say to you is this. Hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not only that, hopefully that you are having a good day so far. So that's the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Rage Master. But anyways, Rage Master, since you are actually here in my live chat, you are more than welcome to legit, you can actually say your actual piece if you actually want to. Yep. But I am gonna go on ahead and see if I can, get started with this so-called streamers or something like that. Yeah. Okay, so let me see if there's gonna be some other people or so. Wait, is this what I think it is? Let me go on ahead and just see what some people are saying about this. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see what Romanov is saying, or what I believe Romanov is going to be saying right here, right now. Link, please, for people can talk about Kyle. Okay. Okay, so one thing that I'm gonna say though, as of right now, when it comes to you, Romanoff, is I'm gonna see if I can, see if I can actually try to click on this link or so, because I want to see if I can actually try to take a look at this myself. Okay. Okay. So, but anyways, Romanov, I just clicked on this so-called link just now, but I'm not quite sure what this link is about or so, but I'm not quite sure if I, want to try to share my screen or something like that, but I don't even know. I mean, I could try to at least try, attempt to share it or something like that, but I'm not even quite sure if I'm not quite sure. But anyways, I'm gonna go on ahead and see what Rage Master is gonna be saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying about this right here, right now. I'm not surprised Nordicwolf would do such a thing. Okay, all I can really say as of right now, Rage Master, is yeah, I'm not even surprised that he would be, doing this or so. Like, if I'm just gonna just be honest about this, nothing about this is actually, surprising to me. Like, it legit really is not surprising to me whatsoever. And the way I see it right now is, I don't blame the people in the live chat if they, they're trying to call out and expose the so-called behavior. Yep. But I am gonna go on ahead and see if I can see it for myself. Okay, so I believe that Romanov wants to say her piece or so. Okay, let me see what she is gonna be saying or so. Okay, let me see if I can actually try to get to, the comment or something like that. Okay, let me see what Romanov is saying, or what I believe she's saying. Share it. Okay. Well, one thing that I want to say as of right now, Romanov, is I could at least try to share or so. Well, I clicked on the link though, but for some strange reason, it's not like letting me or so. I mean, I'm not quite sure what's been going on with my end or something, but it could be like a StreamYard situation. But I'm gonna see if I can try to get this, sorted out in a way. But yeah, I want to make sure if I can, try to get this, resolved or something like that. Yep. But anyways, not to worry, because one way or another, I want to make sure if I can actually try to, get this resolved or so. Yep. But one thing that I am gonna say though, as of right now, is I'm gonna see if I can try to do it or so. But if not, I'm gonna see if I can try to get to the actual video itself or so, because I want to make sure that I could try to, stay on topic for you people to understand where I'm coming from. Yep. But one thing that I do want to give a clarification is, I am going to make sure if I could try to, continue more with this, stream, you could say. Well, one thing is for certain, though, is the stream is continuing, though. But the point that I'm trying to be making or so is, mostly I just want to get to the so-called video or so. So that way, you people can actually fully realize what type of person that Nordic Wolf Productions, aka Kyle Johnson, is actually like or so. Yep. Because the way I see it right now is, this dude is like all sorts of, red flags. And the way I see it as of right now is, it's not a good look for him whatsoever. And this is one of the main reasons why, he just, keeps on losing friends, and he has legit no one to blame but himself. Like, he really has legit nobody to blame but himself. Yep. But I think most likely I'm gonna see if I can try to get to, this so-called video, you could say, because I want to make sure, that I'm actually trying to get my points across. Yep. Okay, so anything new with the live chat or so? I want to make sure there's gonna be some comments or so before, if I were to get, started with the so-called video or so. Okay, so let me see if I can actually get this video up and ready or so, because I want to make sure that, I'm actually just trying to get my points across. Yep. So anything that you people want to have a chance to say, I just want to make sure that you people are just in the live chat, just overall just expressing yourself. And not only that though, but I guess most likely right after the so-called video that I am gonna be reacting or so, you people are more than welcome to say your piece, but right after the video or so. Yep. So, anyways, I do have some good news as of right now. The video, I actually have it up and ready or so, but I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna have a chance to, share some other things or so. And I do believe that I think that Romanov wanted me to actually, share something though, but I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna see if I can, yes, I'm gonna see if I can try to stay on topic or so. Because one way or another, this stream is legit happening, and I want to make sure that I'm actually calling out and exposing, this individual's behavior one way or another. Yep. Okay, so any new comments or so? Because it's about to happen. I'm about to actually get the video up and ready, and so that way you people can legit, watch it for yourselves or so. Yep. Okay, so I do believe that. Hold on. I do apologize if I'm, trying to be a bit distracted or so. But one thing that I'm going to say, though, as of right now, is I want to make sure if I could try to stay on topic or so. And yeah. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about this. But as far as this DM, I'm not even going to be saying it what it is or so. Yeah. So, anyways, I believe it's about the time for me to actually get started, getting the video up and ready or so. And I think it's about that time for me to actually, it's about time. Okay, so anyways, without any further ado, I'm gonna go on ahead and actually get the video up and ready. So anyways, all I can really say is right now to the people in live chat, here we go. Okay, so as you people can actually see this for yourself, so this is one of the videos that I'm gonna be reacting to, and it's none other than, Templar King Leon Calavero or so. So all I can really say as of right now is I'm gonna see if I can, give my thoughts about this video or so, because I do want to, legit give my, how do I say this? My honest thoughts about this. Because the way I see it right now is I'm pretty sure that other people had a chance to watch it or so. And I guess you could say to an extent that I've recently just watched it or so, but I think it's most likely, far better if I were to, give my, thoughts on it while I react to it. Yep. But I want to make sure if the people are actually going to be fully ready or so. And like I said, all I can really say as of right now is the stream is definitely still happening, and then yeah. So in about like I would say in about like in a minute or so, I'm finally going to go on ahead and actually give my full honest thoughts about this so-called video that Leon has made himself. And all I can really say by my perspective, I would say it was a pretty damn good video. Actually, scratch that. It was more than that. It was actually a pretty damn great video. But I'm not quite sure if you people have, had the chance to actually look at it yourselves or so. But one way or another, I am going to be, giving my thoughts on this. And yeah, we'll just go from there. And I guess you could say that right after this video, I will be giving my honest thoughts about it. And I guess you could say to an extent that if people want to have a chance to come into, the panel and actually say their piece, then they can actually do that. But first thing first, I'm going to have to, react to this video or so. So anyways, yes, anyways, without any further ado, here we go, right here, right now.
Okay, since you want to make this a fucking issue, we'll make it a fucking issue. I know this is gonna come as a shock to a lot of people, seeing how long me and Kyle were friends for, but in this situation, he brought this entirely on himself. As you can pretty much see what it says in the whole screenshot, as I don't need to read the whole thing. Disagreeing with someone's advice is one thing, but if you're gonna go out of your way to lash out at people and say you're gonna consider beating the shit out of people because we're trying to give you advice you don't agree with, you need serious mental fucking help. A lot of it. And despite what you may think, it's not you trying to get your new girlfriend back that's the issue. It's how you're going about it. It's very ironic and hypocritical that you made a community post a few days ago saying that you're trying to mend friendships, this, that, and the third, but yet here you are spewing this bullshit. And I told you specifically on the last VC we were on, if you fucked up in this manner again, that you would be on your own. And now we officially reached that fucking point. And I already know you're trying to get people to get in touch with me, which is not gonna fucking work this time, by the way. Because your last few apologies that you made toward me and countless others have been nothing short of disingenuine. You can only apologize so many fucking times before eventually people see right through your bullshit and figure out that your apology is not genuine and you're only doing it to save your own ass. After Chim again, I would seriously stay the fuck away from YouTube for a while because it's more than obvious that your mental health is on a sharp decline. And thank you for further proving my fucking point. As this exact reaction is the reason why you're getting cut off to begin with. So go ahead and keep burying yourself in a much deeper hole you're already in. If this isn't any further justifiable proof of why Kyle needs to be cut off like the fucking cancer that he is, there's your proof right fucking there. This is how he fucking reacts when something doesn't go his fucking way. Just like that. We're not even 2 months into 2026 and this is how he chooses to react. Just wow. So thank you for further proving that you're the toxic one and not the other way around. You're just fucking mad because people are starting to see for the unstable psychopath that you've proven yourself to fucking be. And it was long fucking overdue that you were called the fuck out. As up to now, you avoided accountability for way too fucking long. So if anyone that's watching this video is still friends with him, I wish you fucking luck. I really fucking do. Look no further of how he treated myself, Darkless, and Venom. As your controlling, manipulative, and narcissistic behavior ends right fucking now. But by all fucking means, keep making yourself look like a fucking idiot. If I gotta send every single screenshot that I have of you being the toxic piece of shit that you are to Sloppy himself, so fucking be it. Because at this point, you're proving everything Sloppy and Chayton said about you to be fucking right. As much as I disagree with those two on a lot of things, this is one of them where we mutually agree. So when your girl breaks your heart a third fucking time, don't expect any of us to fucking be there. You figure this one the fuck out. Since you can't seem to get over her when she's already made it fucking clear she wants nothing to do with you. So don't come crying to us once your heart breaks for a third fucking time, as none of us will fucking be there and most of us will have moved on without you. Myself included. And you seem to fucking forget that I can leave you where the fuck I found you just as easy as where I found you. I wish you and your girl fucking luck, as you're gonna fucking need it. That's if she even gets back with you. Hell, she even said it her fucking self right here in this screenshot. She's just gonna use you like a fucking toy. I would tell you to leave her ass, but we both know you're not gonna fucking do that. And you'll be right back in the same situation you were with Maddie. Just like that. As this time, I won't be there to clean up the fucking pieces like I did previous times. You're on your own this time, motherfucker. So keep crying into the fucking wind, wondering if I'll show up to save your sorry ass like I have previous times. But the only thing, I will not fucking be there. And neither will the rest of us, since you want to lash out like a rabid fucking animal because you don't want to take our fucking advice, and advice you don't fucking agree with. Which is completely a-okay fine with me, because I could give two fucks either fucking way. And before I end this video, I'm going to end this video with two simple words that I tell pretty much everybody that I cut off. And you're going to be the latest recipient of that. And that is simply this. Goodbye and fuck you.
And there you go. You heard it from the man himself. So all I can really say as of right now is that video that you people just watched, it was actually a pretty, good success. So that's the one thing that I am gonna say though as of right now is that video to me, like it was actually, a pretty, damn good video. Better yet, it was actually like a pretty damn great video, I should say. Because everything that, that I've seen for that video, at least to myself, it was actually pretty factual. Yep. But I am gonna go on ahead and make sure if I can get to, some of the other people's comments or so. But let me see if I can actually, take a look for myself. Okay, so I am gonna go on ahead and see if I can, legit see what some people are gonna say. Okay, let me see who's here. I believe who's here right here right now. We've got Adrian M. How's it going? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Adrian. So the one thing I want to say to you is this: hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not only that, hopefully that you are having a good day so far. So that is the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Adrian. But anyway, since you are actually here in the live chat, you are more than welcome to actually, say your piece if you actually, want to have a chance to be doing that. Yep. Okay, so let me go on ahead and just, take a look at this for myself because I want to make sure if, people are actually going to just, be in the live chat to be saying their actual piece or so. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see what Rage Master is going to be saying or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. I love Leon's rage rant. I actually have to agree where you are coming from as of right now, Rage Master, because the way I see it though is for me personally, like I, legit enjoy Leon's so-called, raging, you could say, but I don't even know. But you did say that it was like his rant or something like that. But I am gonna say this as of right now in regards to you, Rage Master. I mean, I just have to give credit where credit is due when it comes to, Leon, because everything that he said on that video was, legit true. And that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though. But if there is going to be some other people that are going to be, willing to be saying their piece, then by all means just go on ahead and just, legit say it because one thing that I am going to say though is, so far this live stream has been like a good one if I do say so myself. Yep. But anyways, is there like any comments that you people want to have a chance to say? Because the way I see it though is I just want to make sure that hold on, give me 1 second really quick. Okay. So I am gonna go on ahead and see if I can get to another comment or so. Let me see if I can get to it in just a bit. Yep. I'm surprised that, there's actually still some people in the live chat or so. And I am gonna make sure if I can actually get to see what people are actually gonna be saying though. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so now I'm starting to see some new comments or so. Okay, so let me see what Myron, the Slavicwolf, is going to be saying, or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. Bro is a legit gooner. He straight up asked a mutual friend of ours to give him money to pay some OnlyFans model to use as a sex toy while she was live. Wait, are you actually serious about this, Myron? Because this is actually the first time that, I'm actually hearing this, especially for myself. Like, if this is the case of what Kyle is doing, then the way I see it as of right now is he is, a bigger scumbag than I actually realize. Like, that's the best way that I can, legit, see. Yep. But anyways, I am gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some other comments or so. Just give me 1 second really quick. Okay, so wait, let me see what Myron's gonna be saying or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. Well, someone in the chat called him a gooner, so I assume this is what they were talking about. Oh, okay. Well, I do appreciate, the update that you are giving me as of right now, Myron, because, because for me personally, this is just overall just, shocking to me. Like it honestly is. Yep. But I am going to go on ahead and see if there's going to be anything that you want to say. Oh, by the way, one thing that I'm going to be saying though, as of right now, Myron, is if you want to have a chance to come into, the panel and actually say your piece, not to worry, you are more than welcome to actually do it if you actually want to. So the way I see it right now is I got, no problems if you want to have a chance to come into the, the panel or so. But let me go on ahead and see what you are going to be saying or what I believe you're going to be saying as of right now, Myron. This was like 2.5 years though. Really now? Wow. I did not know that one. Okay, so one thing that I gotta say about that, Myron, is I didn't know like, that situation had to happen if it was like, 2.5 years ago because, I'm just, completely shocked of what you actually had to say about that. So the way I see it right now is I never thought that that incident would actually, take place or so. I don't know. But I am going to go on ahead and see if I can actually get to some other comments or so because I want to make sure that, you people are actually, legit, understand where I'm actually coming from. Okay, so let me see who is here, or I believe who is here right now. We've got Psycho Yaiko. How's it going? Okay, this is what you're saying, or what I believe you're saying as of right now. I never had problems with them per se, but I understand the beef people have with them. Okay, so one thing that I want to say as of right now, Psycho Yaiko, is that's completely understandable on what you actually have to say, as of right now. But one thing that I want to say though is if you just want to, remain neutral in the situation, that's completely fine by me. But there is a legit reason of why I'm actually, doing this live stream in a way. But keep this in mind, I'm only just calling out and exposing his so-called actions. And thankfully, I just reacted to the video that, Leon just, made as of recently. I believe it was like a week or so. I mean, I'm not quite sure. Let me see what Myron's saying or what I believe he's saying right here, right now. Fine by me. As someone who's known the dude for about 5 years, I think I've got some stuff to share. Oh, okay. Well, the one thing that I want to say as of right now, Myron, is if you legit want to like show like your own physical proof about like all of this, then you do have my full permission if you want to have a chance to be, doing that or so. Yep. So the way I see it as of right now is I'm gonna see if I can try to let some people, know about this. And yeah, hold on one second. Let me see if I can actually try to, you know. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can, put this or so. Yep. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see if I can actually get to these comments, and then I think most likely I might consider letting people into the panel or so. But it's only going to be like people who legit want to say their piece about this. Okay, let me see what Psycho Yaiko's saying or what I believe he's saying right here, right now. I'm just going to say if it's really that bad, then he brought it on himself. Oh, okay. Well, the one thing that I want to say as of right now is that's completely understandable where you're actually, of where you're actually coming from as of right now, Psycho Yaiko. But yeah, but keep this in mind though, like if people just want to just give their opinion or actually call out Kyle's actions or anything like that, they can actually legit come into the panel and actually say their legit piece or so. Yep. Okay, so let me go on ahead and just get to this one comment though, and I believe it's from J Dog himself, which I will get to. Okay, let me go on ahead and see what J Dog is saying or what I believe he's going to be saying about this right here, right now. Bro, Kyle is a fucking weirdo. Yep. I actually have to agree where you're actually coming from. But anyways, there we go. Okay, so the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though as of right now is I think most likely it's about time for me to actually, let people know about, the live stream that I'm actually doing though. So if people want to have a chance to come into, the panel and say their actual piece, then by all means just go on ahead and do that because one way or another, this live stream is still happening though. But let me see if I can try to get to these so-called comments or so. So yeah. Okay, so I believe that I'm going to get to these two comments. I believe first from Psycho Geico, and then I will get to these other two or so. Okay, let me see what Psycho Geico is going to be saying, or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. I still have Kyle on Discord, but Leon told me everything. This is what he also said, or what I believe you are also saying. Actions have consequences. Who knew? Yep. I actually have to agree. We're actually coming from Psycho Geico because, actions legit do have consequences, but, it's completely understandable. Like if you actually just have Kyle on Discord, but here is the funny thing, the Psycho Geico. He actually blocked me on, Discord, but for me personally, I actually blocked him on Facebook Messenger. So now, as of right now, the damage has already been done. Like it legit has been done. So that's the one thing that that I have to say about all of this. Okay, so let me see what you're saying as of right now, Psycho Yaiko, or what I believe you're going to be saying right here, right now. From what Leon told me, it has something to do with a girl. This is what you also said, or what I believe you were also saying. I could have sworn it felt like an episode of Steve Wilkos based on what had been going on. Oh, okay. Well, the one thing that I want to say though, as of right now, Psycho Yaiko is, yeah, I can legit understand where you're actually coming from or so, and that's kind of a funny reference that you did mention, Steve Wilkos. Yep. So I can actually, understand, where you are actually, coming from or so. Okay, so I'm gonna go on ahead and see if I can get to some of these so-called comments or so because I want to make sure. Wait, hold on. Let me go on ahead and see what some comments. Let me look at the comments. Okay, one thing I want to say as of right now, Adrian M, is this is what I believe you're saying. Yeah, Kyle was way worse than that first I first heard. If I got that word correctly. Okay. So, anyways, all I can really say as of right now is wait, hold on. Is this what I think it is that, that people actually want to have a chance to come in and say their piece? Sure. I'll be able to welcome them, let them in. No problem. So that way, they're going to be able to give their testimony when it comes to, Kyle himself or so. Okay, let me go on ahead and see if there's gonna be. Okay, most likely I might consider getting to this one comment, and then I'll let this so-called person in. Okay. Okay, so most likely I will get to this so-called, one comment or so from Psycho Geico, and then I think that'll be it or so. Let me see. Actually, I got to check. I don't know if he blocked me. Okay. So, anyways, one thing that I want to say though, as of right now, Psycho Geico, is if you want to have a chance to, come into, the panel, then it's actually right there. But I am going to say this as of right now is there is some people that want to have a chance to come into the panel or so, but unfortunately, I don't have them on like social media or so. But I'm only going to make this one exception to, the people want to have a chance to come into, to say their actual piece or so. So yeah, that's the one thing that I want to say. And check this out. I guess we have our first victim when it comes to, Kyle Johnson. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go on ahead and start the actual procedure. Okay, so here we go. Transfer Myron the Slavicwolf, scanner Myron the Slavicwolf, virtualization.
Hey, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, what's up, Myron?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, I don't know if you like have seen me around. I've been on Leon's channel for the better part of what, 5, 6 years now, I want to say. I am one of his, I guess you would call it pro Templars. I don't know if I'm gonna say this. I don't know if he still does that, but like if he does, then yeah, I'm still part of that, and I am still part of his friend group. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome, Myron. So if you want to say your piece, you're more than welcome to do so.
Right. So the issue I'm having with Kyle is that like the crazy thing is as he as soon as Leon made the video, what happened was that he eventually like after that video was hold on a second. After that video was made, he straight up went to his own Discord server and started making a suicide threat just because he got mad that people were leaving him. That right there was a big no-no for me and for other people that we were kind of dissociating with him for. So after he made that suicide threat, I had actually managed to screenshot it before leaving that server. And then he went ahead and made his whole little 11-minute accountability stream where he's like, okay, I know I messed up. I'm taking responsibility for all that stuff. And I'm like, bro, not only did you not mention the suicide threat you made not 5 minutes ago, but you're still acting like you had no choice in the matter. You are a 30-something-year-old man, and you're acting like a degenerate over a girl who does not want anything to do with you. You literally like crashed out on everybody who was trying to help you, and all of a sudden, because everyone's sick and tired of having to deal with you, you want to go and just like be a hypocrite and just reverse to what you just said. So, in addition to the fact that you have no clue how to talk to women, you're always triggered over the smallest stuff. It's like, how can you like possibly be surprised about any of this? Like, and this is not the first time. This is not the first time he's had issues with women. There were like there were 3 or 4 other women he's had issue with over the years. Some chick named Maddie, I forgot what it is, and about that Gouda situation. I'm not going to say the streamer's name, but that he was not dating that woman. He had a parasocial relationship with that woman. He followed her on OnlyFans just to like fulfill his sexual needs. So for him to get all defensive when she blocked her is sad. It's honestly sad. Like that's incel mentality right there. Who does that other than some 30-something-year-old virgins? And he's not a virgin. I don't think he's a virgin, but he's acting like one for real. So on top of all that, he's like, how many times do you have to get your heart broken before you start noticing a pattern with the women you meet? Like at some point, it's not just them anymore. It's you. You're just as bad as them. If you're always like getting involved with these women and they always do something you don't like, and then eventually you decide that, oh, they're this, they're that, such and such. Like at some point you have to sit down and realize maybe you're the problem. Maybe it's your fault. But no, he wants to blame all of his problems on every single woman he comes across. Like, no. Like if you're gonna do that, then you should not be dating women. You really should not be dating anybody if you can't like have that much level of introspective in you. You surely shouldn't. And the reason I say that is because he has gone on record as saying he's bisexual. So for him to have this much bad luck with women, he should probably start dating men. And that's it. And I say that because of the fact that it's interesting that he's bisexual, yet he also has a problem with transgender people. That's kind of weird. Like he's bisexual but also transphobic. Like make it make sense. So he's just been a really unhinged person these past several days, and it's gotten to a point where, and like Leon said, he did not want to have to make that video, but it needed to be made because it's gone too far. This is not the only time he's acted like this, but it's gone to a point where, and the thing is, like just last night, he's still trying to make excuses in this chat. I don't know if you saw the comments in the video that Leon did. I know you like just watched the video. I don't know if you saw any of the recent comments. he tried to go up back and forth with both me and Leon, saying that Leon is the one who needs help, which that's ridiculous because Leon's not the one making suicide threats over a woman who wants nothing to do with him. So for him to say that Leon needs help is ridiculous. Honestly, this dude, like Leon, Leon was absolutely right about everything he said in this video. I feel like the dude, he said he's not going to leave his YouTube video account or whatever else. Like I seriously think he should do that, but since he's not going to, fine, stay on YouTube. Try to stay part of the spider community. See if you can bounce back from this. You really can't. I don't believe you can, but go ahead and try. But do not expect the community to take you seriously anymore because you have established yourself as a sociopath. You're not going to be taken seriously in this community until you get some help. And if you're not going to get that help, then no one is going to want you as a friend. He does not deserve any of the friendships he lost this past week. He does not deserve to be friends with Leon. He does not deserve to be friends with Darkless. He does not deserve to be friends with Venom or me or any other person he lashed out at, especially not Courtney the Angel Hog. I don't know if you know her, but that suicide threat really messed up with her head. So for him to do all of this and then act like this will get better with time, no, it's not going to get better with time. You seriously, Kyle, I don't know if you're watching this, but you seriously need to get off the internet for at least 5 years, like Leon said. If not, you're going to go down in history as an unhinged sociopath. It's as simple as that. And you can sit up here and make all the threats and stuff you want towards me. But newsflash, you will never have a decent relationship with any woman or man if you don't change your behavior. You need to change a lot about yourself before you can finally have a woman who's not going to eventually be a manipulative, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to say no swear words right now. But if you're going to say this about every single woman you've come across, then you are the problem. Like I said, how many times do you have to have your heart broken before you start noticing a pattern with the women you meet? Like, it's not just them anymore. It's you. You have some problem inside you that always makes you pick up the bad people. Like, there's good and bad in everything and everyone. But for some reason, some way, somehow, every relationship you've ever had has ended on bad terms. And you expect us to believe it's always been their fault, never your fault? No, that's not how life works. At some point, you have to learn to break the cycle of learn to break the cycles you're perpetuating. You're perpetuating a cycle of bad relationships and crashing out. You have to be the one to break that cycle, not the women you meet. And until you grasp that, you're never going to have a relationship where you're satisfied. You're never going to have a friendship where you're satisfied. If you can't learn to break the cycle that you're perpetuating, ignoring you choose that there are warning signs with everyone in the dating world. And if you choose to ignore those warning signs, you're going to inevitably end up in a situation where you don't want to be with them anymore, or they don't want to be with you anymore. But for some reason, it's their fault, never yours. And that's just not how life works, man. It's really not. And yeah, like I said, and J-Dog, I don't think that's considered flip-flopping. Yeah, he's a real flip-flopper too. He's flip-flopped on a lot of stuff. Like just 2 days ago, he straight up did say he was gonna leave, but then now he's flip-flopping. Now he's saying he's gonna stay. And I'm like, bro, are you gonna leave or are you gonna not leave? And if you're not gonna leave, don't say that you are. I do believe you should leave for a while, but if you're not going to, don't say that. Number one. Number two, you're still gonna keep acting like this is all her fault. None of it's your fault. Like, yeah, you can say, oh yeah, I said some messed up things, but she manipulated me, she blackmailed me, yeah. Grow up. You are 30-something years old. You should have been left that woman. If you are seeing her being manipulative, you should have left a moment ago. I do not care
Okay, I'm back. So I'm just listening. Anyways, Myron, you still here? Wait, hold on. Okay then. Anyways, go on ahead and take your time. I can wait, no problem. Yep. Okay then. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can try to fix this. Okay, there we go. That should be able to do the actual trick. Yep, just take your time and then I'll let you in. Yep, just take your time. So anyways, to the people that are watching, hopefully that you're just enjoying this. All I can really say, I'm just completely shocked about all of this. Yep. So now I'm just gonna go on ahead and just be waiting. But to the people that have been watching this, hopefully that you can understand where Myron is coming from. All I can really say right now is, for me personally, though, I'm just completely shocked about what I'm actually hearing. But not to worry, Myron. Go on ahead and just take your time. Yep. But for me personally, though, I'm just completely shocked. Like, I really don't have any words to say about this. Yep. Other than the way I see it right now is Kyle is an even bigger scumbag than I fully realize. Like, the way I see it right now, for me personally, Kyle is just nothing but a complete nut job at this point. Yep. So, anyways, I'm just like waiting patiently just for Myron to come back, and it should be like right there though. But it's only like for Myron only. If anyone else wants to come in and say their piece, go on ahead and just join. Yep. Wait, is this actually him? Oh, okay. Okay, so anyways, I think I'm most likely gonna go on ahead and bring him back though. Okay, so I want to make sure if there's gonna be anybody else. Wait, hold on. Let me try to take care of something really quick. Okay, I've already taken care of that, so I think most likely I'm finally gonna go on ahead and let Myron back into the panel, so that way he can finally say his piece. Yep. Alrighty then. So anyways, it's about time. Let me go backstage and then I will add him in, no problem. Okay, so here we go. It's about time. So I'm finally gonna go on ahead and re-add Myron back right now. Virtualization.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure how I got disconnected. Apparently, I was disconnected for longer than I thought I was because I got cut off as soon as I said I don't care that he thought he was being manipulated. Which, yeah, I'm gonna say true to that. Also, I do want to say before I continue, sorry if I ended up raising my voice a bit. I just got a bit heated on the situation because, like, this dude, I guess because like the fact that I was like 18, 19, 20 something when I met this dude, so I guess like the age difference sort of maybe look up to him, but at the same time, it's just disappointing situation. It's really disappointing situation. So like I said, I want to apologize for raising my voice. I for getting a bit heated, and yeah, I'll try not to let that happen again. You still there?
Okay. So, anyways, yeah, you can continue. I'm just listening.
Yeah, okay, good. So like I was saying, I straight up do not care if this dude wants to keep saying he was manipulative, if he was manipulated, or if the woman he was with was a manipulative bee or whatever the case may be. The fact of the matter is, you're 30 something years old. At some point, you got to sit down and realize that you can't be using that excuse for every single woman you come across, right? And not only can you not use that excuse for every single woman you come across, what you also don't do is lash out at people who at no point had did anything to make you think that they were going to turn against you. These people that you lashed out on, Leon, Darkless, and Venom, herself, they have been supporting you at your best and at your worst for several years. So for you to lash out at them is just totally unacceptable. And in addition to the fact that you like at some point, I feel like knowing you, Kyle, knowing you, at some point you're gonna come back and you're gonna say they turned their backs on you or they're turned against you. No, you turned against them. Everything these people did for you, after everything Leon did for you, after everything Darkless did for you, after everything Venom did for you, after everything I had to put up with dealing with you, the Overwatch gameplays, which by the way, you suck at Overwatch. Don't play the game again because you just suck at that. Number one, and the way you treated me, Jaja, and Drac during those gaming sessions, no, I don't play that. Stay off Overwatch because you suck at it. But yeah, that's irrelevant. But on top of that, you have proven to all of us that you are not a true friend to anybody but yourself. You've acted like a narcissist this entire time, the past 3 days. And last night, you kept saying, I had accused you of some other stuff. Did I say they were the problem? No. Blah. You were acting like they were the problem for the past several days, and you know it. And you're still acting like it. You're still making excuses for why you said what you said. Oh, she manipulated me. I wish I never met her. Excuses. Those are excuses. You are 30 something years old. Grow a backbone. If you cannot learn to stand up for yourself against these women who you yourself say are manipulating you, you should stay single or start dating guys. Either way, stop blaming all of your problems on the people you're dating. It's not just them anymore. It's also you. You are just as bad as these people. And you know why? Because you keep going back to them. You keep finding more people that are just as quote unquote manipulative as they are. And again, I'm not saying they're innocent in this. For all I know, they might be just as bad as you said. But it's the fact that you somehow haven't picked up on any of the warning signs when you go to the next woman. You jump from manipulative woman to manipulative woman to manipulative woman. You're perpetuating a cycle of getting your heart broken and taking your anger out on the wrong people. And it's going to get you hurt one of these days. Because one day, I'm not threatening you or anything like that, so don't start with that. One day, someone is going to get tired of dealing with you, and then they're gonna do more than blacklist you. They're gonna want to clap back the way Leon did. They're going to come at you with even more anger and hostility that you gave to them because they got fed up with you. So until you do something about that anger issue of yours, you should not be dating. And you definitely should not be making YouTube videos because all you're going to do is drag your own creativity down and drag your own life down from this nonsense. So just stop, sit down, get some therapy, go to some counseling, do whatever you got to do to fix this. If that includes taking a 5-year break from YouTube, do it. But if you're not going to do that, don't expect anyone to take you seriously anymore. It is as simple as that. So I don't feel bad for you. I don't. And I'm not gonna assume that is all her fault either. I'm not. You're both to blame. This is on both of you. She didn't tear your friendships apart. You did that. You are the problem, not Leon, not Darkness, not Venom. You and her, both of you, are just as guilty as the other person. Stop trying to absolve yourself of the guilt. Stop blaming your contribution to this on her. Yeah, you could say she manipulated you, all the stuff, but you know what? You allowed yourself to be manipulated. How about that? That don't feel so good to hear, does it? No, right? But that's exactly what is happening. And notice how I refrained from swearing at you this whole time?
Yep. For me personally, I'm just completely shocked by now. Okay, so anything else you want to say, Myron? Uh-oh. Possibility connection issues again. But anyway, just go on ahead and take your time, Myron. Yep, most definitely. Yep. Anyways, that completely shocked me. Anyways, I'm gonna see if I can get to the live chat in a bit. Okay, so anyways, all I can really say as of right now is I've already heard it from, the man himself, you could say, and I'm just, overall just, completely shocked about what I, had to hear though. But one thing that I am gonna say though, as of right now, is you actually did heard it from yourselves though to the people in the live chat because, it is completely unexpected. And the way I see it though, as of right now, is I personally think that what Myron said, was actually true. The damage has been done. Yep. And at this point though, I don't think he'll ever redeem himself though, because some of the people in the live chat, they are just legit right about Kyle at this point. Yep. But I am gonna go on ahead and see if I can get to, some comments or so. Okay, let me see what Myron's gonna be saying or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. I've made my point anyhow. Thanks for having me on. Oh, okay. Well, the one thing that I want to say as of right now, Myron, is you are, welcome, and you are always welcome to come into, the live chat or into my panel at any time. So you actually did heard it from, the man himself. And overall, I'm just like legit completely shocked about what I actually had to hear. Like, you know, but the way I see it right now is I would consider this more or less, just say, quote unquote testimony stream or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not quite sure if I want to, like have this so-called title, you could say, or I might consider changing it. I don't even know, but I'll have to think about it or so. But anyways, I am gonna go on ahead and see if I can, get to some more comments or so. Okay. Let me see what Myron's gonna be saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. Let someone else have a turn while I get some water. Oh, okay. Well, one thing that I want to say as of right now, Myron, I mean, to be fair though, all I can really say right now is I think, you were like the only one that actually wanted to speak out against Kyle, which is completely understandable. But I'm not quite sure if there's going to be some other people if they want to have a chance to come into the panel and actually see their piece or so. But, you know, I believe that you people are only getting one person or so, unless of course if somebody else wants to come into the panel and actually volunteer if they want to say their piece or so. But I'm not quite sure if they want to have a chance to do that though. But for me personally though, I am gonna go on ahead and see if I can get to some other comments or so. Yep. So let me go on ahead and see if I can actually get to some of the comments or so. Yep. But to the people in the live chat, this is actually, completely, pretty shocking to hear. And not to mention, all I can really say as of right now is, you know, Myron's so-called testimony, I'm pretty sure it completely shocked, pretty much, everybody and everyone in the live chat. Yep. But keep this in mind though, it is not just, Myron or so, but if other people legit want to say their actual piece when it comes to, Kyle Johnson, yes, his last name is, legit Johnson. And I don't even care if I, say his actual, legal name at this point. Because for me personally, like, I at least try to be somewhat neutral with this guy. Like, especially, years ago. But after finding out about his legit, behavior from like start to finish, I said to myself, I don't want to associate with him whatsoever. And not only that, you know, but you could say that some people actually show me proof of what he's actually like or so, especially behind the scenes. And I'm not even gonna put up with it anymore. So all I can really say from my own perspective, I'm actually going to, legit listen to where Myron is actually coming from. Like, I can fully legit, understand where he's actually coming from. And I honestly don't blame him that he made the right decision by cutting ties with, Kyle Johnson. Yep. So that's the way that I actually look at it. Yep. But by all means, if some people really want to have a chance to come into the panel and actually say their piece, then I'm not going to stop them. They can legit come into the panel and legit say their actual piece or so. But let me see if there's going to be some comments or so. Okay, so one thing that I want to say though, especially to this one comment though, yeah, unfortunately, he actually did or so. Like, I can't seem to remember, but I believe one time that he did say a racial slur. I mean, well, to be fair though, it has been like quite a while since I've ever interacted with the guy. But for me personally, I'm not gonna worry too much about that or so because I've already legit blocked him though, more specifically on Facebook Messenger. But hey, I've already did it or so since he did block me on Discord without giving me any type of explanation whatsoever. So all I can really say as of right now is, the damage is legit already done. Like it really has been done already. Yep. But I am gonna go on ahead and see if there's going to be some other comments or so. Okay, let me see who is here, or I believe who is here right now. We've got Darkless4x. How's it going? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Darkless. So the one thing I want to say to you is this. Hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not only that, hopefully that you're having a good day so far. So that is the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Darkless. But anyways, Darkless, since this I do believe this like your very first time in my live chat or so. I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong, or possibility the second time. But the one thing that I am gonna say though, as of right now, is I'm just overall just surprised that you are actually here though. Like I really am just overall just surprised or so. But anyways, one thing that I am gonna say though, as of right now, in regards to you, Darkless, is if you want to have a chance to come into the panel and say your piece or so, I'm not trying to force you, but if you legit want to, say your piece, then you're more than welcome to actually do that. I got no problems if you want to have a chance to come into the panel or so. But Darkless, if you don't want to do that, like, how about this though? If you don't have like, any time or so, we could probably set something up or so. I mean, you can give your testimony like if you legit want to, but if you don't want to, we can set it up some other time or so. But Darkless, you actually did miss some parts of this live stream, but thankfully, at least Myron the Slavicwolf was able to give his piece or so. But I don't know, Darkless, it's up to you. I'm not trying to force you, but if you don't want to give your testimony like right now or something, we could do it some other time or so. But like I said, the choice is entirely up to you. I'm not trying to force you, but the choice is up to you. But I am going to go on ahead and see if there's going to be some other comments, though, because I want to make sure if I can get to what some of the people are going to be saying about this, this whole incident or something. Okay, let me see what Darkless is saying or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. I was out doing my nightly exercise, but other than that, I'm here. Oh, okay. Well, the one thing that I want to say as of right now, Darkless, is that is completely understandable if you were just, doing your so-called nightly exercise or so, but it's actually good to see that you are legit here or so. But one thing that I want to say though, that is for certain though, is most likely that this live stream is gonna be, be staying on my so-called channel. And if some of you people want to have a chance to an extent, clip the part where Myron actually said his testimony, then by all means, you people have my full permission to actually do that if you actually want to or so. So the way I see it, I got no problems if you people want to have a chance to use a clip of when Myron said his own testimony. But thankfully, I was able to let Myron come in to say his actual piece. And overall, it's just it was actually completely shocking to be hearing. Like it legit was. But I am going to go on ahead and make sure if there's going to be some other comments or so, because I want to make sure if there's going to be some other testimonies. But thankfully, I was able to at least get one or so. But I'm just saying this as as of right now, in regards to you, Darkless, is if you want to have a chance to come in to say your piece, then by all means, just go on ahead and legit, I don't know, it's up to you. Or you're more than welcome to send me a DM on Discord. I believe I should have you on Discord or so, but I am gonna go on ahead and see. So yeah. Okay, so let me see what some people are going to be saying. And here's actually one comment that I actually do agree on. But I am going to go on ahead and see if I can get to this comment. Let me see what this comment is actually saying. Justice for Courtney. I actually have to agree with this one comment or so. Like this comment that I'm actually legit looking at as of right now, I just have to agree, with this comment. So I'm not quite sure what's been going on, which keep in mind though, like it has been quite a while since, myself has, how do I say this right now? Wait, hold on. Oh, that's right. I believe that one time though that Courtney, more specifically, Courtney the Angel Hog, I mean, I did interact with her one time on one of my like past live streams or so, but I'm not quite sure if I have it anymore. I mean, I'm not even quite sure, but for me personally, I never once had an issue with her. And I believe at one time I did try to help her out financially, but I'm not going to really get into that or so. But let me see what Darkless is going to be saying, or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. He got mad at me for calling out his hypocrisy. Really now? Wow. I did not know that one. All I can really say as of right now, Darkless, is I'm just, overall just, completely shocked that I just legit never thought that, he would get, mad at you all because you're just calling out his hypocrisy. It's like, really? It's like that legit makes no sense whatsoever. But it's like this, Darkless. If you see some hypocrisy with this guy, you have the legit right to actually call it out, but according to some people, he was actually playing the victim, which I'm not even surprised. Like legit, I am not surprised whatsoever. Anyways, let me see what J-Dog is saying or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. Yeah, like if you want to show support to Courtney, you have every right to. Exactly, J-Dog. Exactly, man. So all I can really say as of right now is what you people are saying in the live chat is more or less like all the more true. And thankfully, I guess to an extent that at least you people are not trying to, I guess, sugarcoat it, or I'm not even quite sure. But one thing that I am going to say, though, as of right now, is what you people are actually saying about all of this is actually, pretty much true or so. But I am gonna go on ahead and see what some people are gonna be saying, though. Anyways, I do apologize if I'm a bit slow with the comments, but I just want to make sure if I get my points across. Anyways, let me see what Darkless is saying or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. I might hop on just for a few moments to give my testimony. Oh, okay. Sure, Darkless. I got no problems if you want to have a chance to come into, my panel and actually say your piece or so. So you heard it right here to the people that's actually watching this. So not only are we getting like one testimony, but I guess now we're having like two testimonies or so. So yeah. So this is gonna be, legit, be a surprise or so. Anyways, let me see if I can get to these comments or so, and then most likely I'm gonna go on ahead and let some people into, the panel or so. Yeah. Okay. So let me go on ahead and see what I'm actually observing for myself. Okay. Let me get to this one comment from J-Dog or so. Okay. Let me see what he's going to be saying or what I believe he is going to be saying right here, right now. Sloppy was right this whole time. I actually have to agree where you're actually coming from, J-Dog, because throughout this whole time, Sloppy, he was legit correct. And I believe that Sloppy, wait, was he in my live chat? I mean, I didn't pay too much attention to the live chat because I want to make sure that, I let it, I let Myron work to say his piece, about all of this or so. Yep. But I am going to go on ahead and get to this one comment, and I believe it should be from Darkless himself. And then after this, I am going to go on ahead and, let him into the panel, no problem. And not to worry, one thing that I'm going to say, though, as of right now is I don't believe I need to put the, well, I did put the streamer link only for Myron or so, but I don't need to, give it to Darkless in live chat. Thankfully, I should be able to have him on Discord or so. Okay, so let me see what Darkless is saying, or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. So feel free to send me the link. Oh, okay. Well, the one thing that I want to say though, as of right now, Darkless, is I'm gonna go on ahead and do that, no problem. And then let me go on ahead and go to Discord, so that way I'm gonna go on ahead and see if I can try to, send it to you. Okay. So for this one's gonna be slightly different or so. To the people that's actually been watching this throughout this whole time or so. So thankfully, I give the streamer link to Myron in the live chat, but for this one, I'm only going to give it to Darkless, behind the scenes on Discord. So for this one, there is no need for the streamer link in the live chat anymore. Yep. So thankfully, I'm going to go on ahead and give it to him, no problem or so. Okay. So let me go on ahead and go to my Discord and see if I can actually, send it to him. Wait, let me see what Myron's saying or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. Let Darkless have a say in this. Oh, okay. Well, no problem, Myron. I'm just about to do that. I'm going to go on ahead and go to my Discord as of right now, so that way I'm able to, send it to him and keep us in mind or so. I'm not going to make this live stream all the more too long or so, but the way I see it right now is this is just the beginning right now. Like, if the people have been, legit have been, been paying attention when it comes to Myron's testimony, that is just the beginning. So consider this to be part one. And when Darkless gets here, this is going to be considered part two. Yep. So Kyle, if you're actually watching this, this is just the beginning of the end for you. So you can go on ahead and try to, play victim, and none of us are actually going to take you all that seriously anymore. But let me see what Darkless is saying, or what I believe he's saying right here, right now. Just give me a few seconds. Oh, okay. So the one thing that I want to say though, as of right now, Darkless, is once you get here, I'm not gonna keep this live stream all the more like too long or so, but just let me know when you actually get here, and then I'll be able to send you the link or so. So let me go on ahead and just see if I can actually try to make this work. Wait, hold on. Is this legit Darkless like already like backstage? Wait, how did he actually get the link or so? Like I didn't have a chance to give it to him. Wait, give me 1 minute. Oh, wait. Myron, is it true that you actually sent him the link or so? I think that could possibility be why or so. Well, Myron, I'm gonna say this right now. I legit have to thank you for actually, how do I say this? I, legit have to thank you for actually, shoot, what I'm gonna say is right now. Oh, that's right. I legit just have to thank you for actually, sending the link to Darkless, or I don't even know. It could be somebody from the live chat or so, but the way I see it right now is this live stream is still happening. So not to worry. I am gonna go on ahead and actually, get started really quick. Okay. So is there any other, the so-called, testimonies that you people want to have a chance to say? Okay, so Darkless, I will let you in just in a bit, but is there going to be legit any comments or so? Because I am about to let Darkless in though, in a bit. Yep. Just let me go on ahead and just, verify if this is actually, him really quick. So I really do hope that you people have been tuning in for the so-called live stream or so, because the way I see it right now, like I said before, is okay, Darkless. I just wanted to confirm if it was actually you. So, any like final comments or so, or because I am gonna go on ahead and legit let Darkless in. Just let me check out my live chat at least, one time or so, because I am gonna actually take care of some things. Wait, hold on. Is this what I think it is or so? Okay, one thing that I want to say as of right now is that doesn't really come as a shock to me whatsoever. Like, if he's gonna be into that type of stuff. Okay, it's like being into like certain stuff, and I guess you could say to an extent like anime, that's one thing, but it's like this. There's nothing wrong with legit watching like anime. Well, I don't mind like the casual stuff, but if certain people are deeply into anime, then I'm just at a loss for words. I don't know. I don't know. I would just go with like regular type of anime or something. Like I will give you an example. Not to worry, Darkles. I will let you in. Give me 1 second, really quick. Okay. So Darkless, I will let you in about like 1 minute, but I want to give my one point across when it comes to anime. I mean, I'll stick with like regular casual anime, like to an extent, like Dragon Ball Z or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. I don't mind those types of anime, and as a matter of fact, I've been like growing up with them with those three or so, and thankfully, I legit have no problem watching those types of anime or something because I actually do, enjoy them. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying. Okay, so I think it's about time for me to actually let Darkless in here for the very first time, you could say, because I think he wants to finally give his actual piece about this. So yeah. Okay. By the way, Darkless, once I let you in here, you have about like I am gonna possibly end the live stream in about like 30 minutes or so. So you have like less than that or so. Anyways, here we go. I will start the procedure. Transfer Darkless4x, scanner Darkless4x, virtualization.
How's it going? I appreciate you letting me in here.
No problem. What's up, Darkless?
Not much. Just like got home from like exercising and all that crap. So, but yeah.
Okay. So you want to say your piece? You're more than welcome to do it if you want.
So basically, things have been very just uneasy and all that crap, and seeing his past behaviors as of recently, especially that girl he's been dating with, whatever, I knew something was wrong. And he makes a little like you seen all in Leon's video, whatever. He makes a chat room in his group. It says like open up whatever, and he made a comment that felt like it was very derogatory against like his own friends who did nothing wrong to him, but like was trying to help this guy and tell him that he needs help and whatever. But unfortunately for us or for him, he refused that help and chose to be arrogant about it. Like like when I pointed it out, whatever, he keeps deleting my comments, and I told him that like that you keep deleting my comments, you're just further proving my point. For someone who claims that, oh, I hate libtards, I hate triggered snowflakes, and all that crap, you seem to be very passive aggressive when somebody gives you criticism based on your behaviors and all that crap. And what do you know? He deletes comments again. He demods me from his server and claimed that he don't care and we're toxic and fuck you and blah 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 blah. I was like, you know what? I'm done, dude. So I took that screenshot, thank God for myself, right before he deleted it like a pussy. Um, Showed it to Leon, and Leon was not happy. Leon even told Kyle on that one voice chat saying that if he screwed up one more time, he's on his own. And look where we're at right now. So, after all that went unfold, everyone from these third party communities see this crap unfold, and everybody was like, what? It is so outrageous. It was so crazy. Even Sloppy saw that coming and decided immediately made a stream about it. Like he's gonna turn to a South Park episode. Like I expect that to happen, but yeah. So when Sloppy was doing that live stream and all that stuff, and after all that crap has been unfolded, I decided that, you know what, I might as well like make a peace offering to Sloppy because, you know, I don't really hate the guy. I like he doesn't really hate me that bad, honestly, you know, because, you know, he saw me that I was a Disturb fan, all that crap, and he likes Disturb too and all that stuff, but that's not important, but like I made peace agreements with him and all that crap, and we were cool, and I apologize, and yeah. But after all the chaos has happened, that's where it went. So, yeah. I got nothing else to say, but other than from what I've seen from my experience.
Okay.
All of this bullcrap has happened over a girl who made it very, very crystal clear that she wants nothing to do with him. And what's so cringy is the fact that when we decided to cut him off immediately, and he was exiled and booted out of other servers and communities and crap, he has the audacity to make these suicide blackmail threats that he's going to end his life, and because Leon doesn't want to be friends with him, like that's not going to freaking work at all. That's just victim playing, and I don't buy that crap. It's such. So if you don't hear me, like I'm just trying to think what else I have to say, whatever. Other than that, I've pretty much said most of everything I said. So, like, I'm telling you, for a guy who claims that, like he claims he's gonna take therapy and he's gonna change and he own up to his actions and blah 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 blah. Like, no, he has not. This dude has not learned his lesson at all. He has never learned anything. He claims he's gonna like make amends or whatever, and try to get better, but it ends up being the very exact opposite. And I'm just to the point, like, you know what? I'm done. I can't even with this dude. and it is known that like everyone knows that like Kyle is a Sonic sprite animator. I mean, I'm a sprite animator too, which I'm working on a spriting an anime spriting film called Human Path: A Lost Tragedy, which there is a trailer for it. Hold on one second. I got something on my phone. But I made a trailer on it, and I was working with a guy one time, whatever, and the way he operates things and all that stuff, I couldn't deal with it because like he's very pushy, and then he's trying to like make things his way and all that bull crap. Like I even gave him ideas and like wanted to show like my characters to see if they have like a chance, a moment, a spotlight or whatever. But then he's like nah, and just treats them like underdogs and all that crap because he's only showing favoritism towards certain cast members and all that crap. And not to mention, like even when he does like bring my characters into his series, whatever, like I was expecting he make like a compelling story, like dialogue for my characters and all that such. But unfortunately, he makes them sound like, oh, they're potheads, they smoking weed, and all that crap, and like that feels way out of character. Like way out of character. Not that I'm against like marijuana or anything like that, whatever. It's just like, dude, like everything he does in his series, it's literally just based off his echo chamber. Like it's all about smoking weed, going to bars, smoking weed, partying, smoking weed, and watching some stupid cartoon show called Big Les Show, smoking weed and just nonstop, just echo chamber nonsense. And I'm just like, dude, I just want to fucking quit because God, please kill me. But yeah, after all that crap has unfolded, everyone knew that Kyle was a problem. And the moment he was finally ousted, the entire spriting community and the Sonic community started spiritually healing from all that toxicity and stuff, and they're free and such. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about it. You
Okay.
there, Robert?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening.
Okay, I just want to make sure. But for everyone in the chat, like, when I told you about that movie I plan on working on for my channel, I can go ahead and send you the link to the trailer that I made like last year, and it's a very well made trailer, and I can show y'all. I can post it in the link. So hold on, and but yeah, it's right there. It's got it. There it is in the YouTube chat. And not only that, like other people like Myron, like some other friends I've known, like that are cast members of my filming project and stuff, they can tell you from their experience that Kyle is a very just an uneasy dude to deal with, and he's very toxic. And like no matter what you tell him or whatever, Kyle's that type of guy who just I don't know, he's very egotistical. Like he acts like he's this big cool guy. He's mighty and he's some top dog, whatever. But then like when he likes something, whatever, and then every time you give an opinion on something that he doesn't like or whatever that doesn't go along with his way, he gets very defensive and acts territorial and just go after anyone. All because all because he disagrees and all that crap, and I think it's just petty as fuck. Echo chamber mentality that is just heavily embedded in emotional manipulation, mentally unhinged crash outs, and narcissism. That's all I need. That's all what it needs to be described about Kyle. Not only just because of that, he has a history of just absolutely like inappropriate, disturbing behavior towards women on social media. Like every time he talks to women on like Snapchat and all that crap, he tends to be very passive aggressive, and because I can tell, and it's very despicable. And other than that, like after all that crap unfold, like it's proven that Sloppy was right about this the entire time. Like absolutely right. And after all that crap has happened, like it's like I blocked him. I want nothing to do with him. Like I'm just cutting ties with this dude. I want nothing to do with him anymore whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you who are watching this feel the same way as I do and such. So yeah. I think pretty much I've said everything, so I mean there could be more, whatever, but other than that, I've said most of it.
Okay.
But other than that, I wonder how everybody's doing so far and all that crap. And to you, Umbrella?
All I can really say right now is my day has been good, and this has been a very good testimony that you've been giving so far. Actually, Scratch, a great testimony.
Thank you thank you, man. Even though I'm not I'm not a really good speaker on things, whatever, but I try my best to get it out there and all that crap. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
I understand. Yep.
Yeah. I can explain it as best as I can and such.
I understand where you're coming from. I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do thank you so much for bringing me on here, giving me the greater opportunity to speak my mind regarding this situation and such. And I even stated that that I wasn't going to be here too much longer because I got other stuff to take care of. But other than that, thank you for bringing me on here. And for what Myron said, he said that I will say, Darkless, you did a better job controlling your anger more than me. I mean, yeah. So, yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I'm about to be I'm gonna go ahead and take my leave because I got some stuff got to take care of and such. So thank you so much for bringing me on here and everything else.
You're welcome.
Right.
I fully understand where you're coming from. Anyways, you can say your piece, Darkless.
All right. You have a good one, man.
Okay, you too.
All right, how do I? All right.
There you go. You heard it from the man himself. Okay, anything else that you people want to have a chance to say? Okay, so I'm gonna go on ahead and let people say their piece in the live chat. Okay, so the people that have been watching this live stream so far, I just put this in live chat, so I think most likely that's how much the time limit is gonna be. Because one thing that I am gonna say this as of right now is, yep, you actually heard it. So the way I see it right now is, this was considered, part one, and I guess as of now, part two of what I've been actually, been observing for myself. Because the way I see it though is, this has got to be the most shocking live stream that I ever come across. I mean, yes. first I did play the video, but then I guess eventually now I heard like two testimonies. Part one being, Myron the Slavicwolf, and part two that being, Darkless4x himself. But if there's gonna be some more people that they want to give their own testimonies, then they'd be happy to do so. Yep. So that's just how I actually look at it. And by the way, one thing that I want to say in regards to you, J Dog, is I have to agree where you're actually coming from. Great testimony so far. So if there's legit more people that have like, have an issue with, Kyle himself, and yes, his last name is Johnson, they can actually come into the panel anytime they want to. If they ever want to have a chance to come in to, say their actual piece, then I absolutely have zero issue with that. No problem. And by the way, one thing that I also want to point out is if you people have been, enjoying this, live stream, especially with the so-called testimonies, then I really do hope that you people have been, enjoying this. Because I never thought that, the people would actually come into, the panel and actually, to say their actual piece. Yep. Okay, so let me go on ahead and see if there's going to be. Wait, hold on. Okay, so the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Rage Master, is I'm most likely gonna have to agree if Kyle is like that one, quote unquote fire alarm dude. And I guess what you're saying is the fire alarm community are full of narcissistic people. Oh yeah, you better believe it. The way I see it as of right now, Rage Master, is I'm most certain that that is actually the problem or so. Yep. But to the people that have been watching this live stream, you people, like, if you want to have a chance to clip the part of what Myron was saying, that was part one, and I guess what Darkless4x was saying when part two, then you people, more or less, you can actually use clips of this live stream if you actually want to, because for me personally, I have no problems if you people want to have a chance to use clips on what Myron said and what Darkless was saying, part one and part two. But if there's other people, if they want to say like their own piece about this, then I have zero problems or so. Yep. I legit have zero problems if any other people want to have a chance to come into the panel and actually say their piece. Because I'm just, extremely, shocking to be here all of this or so. And I never thought that, I mean, yes, you could say to an extent that this live stream, it did started off like a bit, slow or something, but then eventually more and more people actually came into the live stream and they were actually just enjoying it or so. I mean, I think this is the thing when it comes to like my live streams in general. It can be off to like a slow start, but then eventually, people will be able to come in to say their actual piece, which I can fully understand that or so. Okay, let me see what J-Dog is going to be saying, or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. The Crow Templars did the right thing. Oh yeah, you better believe it, J-Dog. Like, as of right now, they legit, they did the right thing. Because all I can really say, wait, hold on. Okay, so one thing that I want to say though, as of right now, is if other people want to ever have a chance to, say their actual piece about, like legit about this whole live stream, and if you want to use clips of it, then by all means, go on ahead and just, use it. Yep. But I am going to go on ahead and see if there's going to be, some other comments or so, because overall, I legit was enjoying this live stream. And if other people want to have a chance to come in, the panel and say their piece, then they can actually do that or so. Okay. Anyways, is there going to be some more comments or so? Because, I am going to be, planning on ending this live stream in a bit or so. Yep. Because I pretty much have already said what I needed to say, and I don't think I need to really say my whole piece about this or so, because I've already, said what I've already needed to say. Yep. Okay, so let me see if there's going to be some other comments or so, because I do plan on ending this live stream in a bit or so, because overall I've already said my piece about all of this or so. And I'm pretty sure that you people were actually shocked to hear that I never thought that I would have some people actually come into the panel and just say their actual piece or so. Yep. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying or so. Okay, so let me see what Rage Master is saying, or what I believe he's going to be saying right here, right now. I think the Crow Templars is starting to rise up, just like the Venom Spirit community and the Gold Spirit community. Okay, so can I actually stop you right there, Rage Master? Okay, so I would have to agree with you on that, but unfortunately, there is one thing that I'm going to have to disagree with you on. So when it comes to the Venom Spirit community, unfortunately, that community isn't, around anymore, because I think that a certain, and I'm going to say it right now for kind of purposes, that a certain scamming princess, or better yet, this so-called Ebonic scammer, destroyed that so-called community, which I think as of right now, I'm not even going to be saying his name, because Rage Master, to be fair, this stream has nothing to do with them. But in regards to the Crow Templars and the Gold Spirit community, that part I can actually understand or so. Okay, let me see who's in my live chat, or I believe who is in my live chat right here, right now. We've got Cupcake the Fox. How's it going? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Cupcake. So the one thing I want to say to you is this. Hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not only that, hopefully that you are having a good day so far. So that is the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Cupcake. But anyways, Cupcake, since you are actually here as of right now, all I can really say right now is you just missed the majority of this live stream. But Cupcake, if you ever want to have a chance to take a look back at this live stream, then you can actually do that or so. Yep. So that's the one thing that I do want to say. But anyways, Cupcake, I was able to legit get my points across when it comes to like throughout this whole live stream or so, because I wanted some people to actually legit say their piece about this. Okay, let me see what Rage Master is saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. Oh Lord, that scamming princess is up to no good again. He can't just leave us alone and move the fuck on. Exactly, Rage Master. Exactly, man. That's the one thing that I have to agree where you're coming from, Rage Master, because at this point, it's like this. Throughout the majority of our time, we're just doing our best to just move on and just do our own thing for the most part anyway or so. But all I can really say as of right now is I'm just not even surprised about any of this. Like, I legit am so not surprised. Yep. But keep this in mind, Rage Master, we're not going to really get into details because of that certain scamming princess or so, because Rage Master, let's be honest about this right now. It's not about this so-called scamming princess. This is about, Nordicwolf Productions, or I'm not even going to say that, I don't think I should say that, name as of right now. Better yet, I'll just use his actual name. Kyle Johnson. Yep. Because the way I see it, though, as of right now, is he wants to get up to people about, his like real actual name being leaked. Well, the way I see it, though, as of right now, is, well, guess what? The way I see it right now, if he doesn't like that, well, guess what? That's not my problem, and it's not anybody's problem whatsoever. So at this point, it's like this. You people can now say his actual name, and most likely he'll be triggered over it, which I can, legit give two fucking shits on what he actually does or so. Or better yet, I do have like a legit question for him. It's like, I believe at one point he came to my panel one time before, but where's that energy or so? But I don't know. At this point, Kyle is just proving my point. That's the way that I see it, though. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm gonna have to say it right now. It's like, it wouldn't come as a shock, like if Kyle were to get triggered over because we're just saying like his actual name. It's like, let him get triggered or so. And what's he actually gonna do about it? Is he gonna make a response? Which I highly doubt that whatsoever. Because what I'm actually trying to do as of right now is I'm just, calling out and exposing his so-called hypocrisy, more specifically, his actions. But it's like this. I'm not going to, hate on someone because let's be honest about this. The word hate is a strong word, but it's just, I strongly dislike his so-called actions. But it's like this. There's a difference between, like the person, him or herself, than, the actions or so. But it's like what some people say in the live chat. Actions speak louder than words. And I have to agree where your people are actually coming from when it comes to that. Yep. But I am going to go on ahead and see if there's going to be some more comments or so, because I am going to go on ahead and actually, finish things here. And I guess possibility, wrap this up or so, because I've already made my points across or so. I mean, when it comes to like the so-called video or so, but more or less what people, one thing that I am going to say though, as of right now is, okay, sorry about that. I just lost my train of thought. So anyways, but the point that I'm trying to be making or so is, yeah, I've already legit, called out the action or so, but it's like this. I may not, hate Kyle. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna like hate on the guy because that's just, a bit too much. But what I am gonna do is, calling out his so-called actions. And if you don't like that, well, guess what? Not my fucking problem. That is his fucking problem. Anyways, let me see what Cupcake is saying, or what I believe she's gonna be saying right here, right now. It sucks having in real life names leaked. Okay, so the one thing that I want to say as of right now, Cupcake, is I know that it's something that you don't condone or so, but when it comes to this guy, like Kyle Johnson, it's like this guy has done like a lot of damage control. And to be fair, Cupcake, I don't think he deserves to have his name, to an extent anonymous. Like, have you, people need to fully realize what his actions are actually like, though. Like the way I see it right now is he is not a good person whatsoever. And overall, in my eyes, he is just a flat out scumbag. And not only that or so, but it's like, where's all this energy that he had when he at least tried to confront me in my own stream? Well, unfortunately, he's nowhere to be found or so. But guess what? The way I see it right now is that's fine by me. It's like whatever at this point. Yeah, it's like whatever at this point. Because the way I see it, though, is I think he knows what's going to happen if he's going to be in this panel or so, but I'm not going to worry too much about that or so. But anyways, I'm going to go on ahead and see if there's going to be some, comments or so, but yeah. Okay, so I think most likely I might consider getting to at least, wait, hold on one second. I might consider getting to this like one comment or so, and then most likely I'm going to go on ahead and just, wrap things, yes, wrap things up here. And then most likely I'm just going to go on ahead and finish things here. Okay, so I think most likely I might consider getting to this one comment or so, and I think most likely from, yeah. Anyways, let me go on ahead and see what Cupcake is saying, or what I believe she's going to be saying right here, right now. Very immature, Kyle. Yep. I actually have to agree where you're actually coming from, Cupcake. But anyways, I think most likely that's gonna be like the one last comment that I'm gonna get to. So it's about time for me to actually, finish this live stream. And yes, I am gonna go on ahead and wrap things up. But all I can really say as of right now is I've already said my piece about, pretty much all this. Okay, so the one final thing that I'm gonna be saying though as of right now is I have to thank, Myron the Slavicwolf and Darkless4x to be giving, their so-called testimonies. And the one last thing that I'm going to say as of right now is, Kyle, get off the fucking internet and get yourself some fucking help, like straight up. So anyways, I'm going to be ending this live stream because I've already said what I had to say. But anyways, thank you for watching this dope live stream that I was currently doing now. So give this live stream a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next upcoming live stream. Bye, everyone.